Let us now look at another Nisheda Sutra in this same Kutva Prakaranam which we have been studying. Um, so this Kutva Prakaranam again goes from 7352 cha joho gu cha joho ku ghinyatoho up to 7369 bhojyam bhakshe, which we have studied both of these, this one as well as this one. And then the Nisheda Kandam, this the section of Nisheda starts from na kvadehe. And in that comes the sutram vacho shabda sanyayam. Vacho shabda sanyayam. The padacheda is vachaha ashabda sanyayam. So basically, this is also a sutram which is stopping the kavarga adesha, specifically the adesha of a kakaraha in place of the chakaraha of vacha. But there is another condition on that, and the condition is ashabda sanyayam. So let's look at this sutram. It says vacho shabda sanyayam 7367 is a nisheda sutram which stops the kavarga adesha in place of the chakara of vacha. So vachaha vacho shabda sanyayam nyati parataha kutvam na. So when followed by the affix nyat, the chakara of the angam of a angam consisting of the verbal root vacha, which means vacha paribhashane, as well as the substitute vach which comes in place of bru by bruvo vachihi, which of course we have studied. This bru takes the vacha deshaha ardhadhat. Okay, so either one, as long as we have the angam vach either directly by vacha paribhashane or through the vach adeshaha by bruvo vachihi. Either way, when the angam is vach, then what happens is that this vach does not take the kavarga adesha as a substitute. So basically the chakaraha is not substituted by a kakaraha. But there is a condition on that. Condition is that when not used as a noun meaning speech or utterance or a sentence. So Shabda Sanya means it is a noun form meaning speech or sentence utterance. It should be a noun form. If used as a noun in that sense, then there is a kavarga adesha. So the kavarga adesha is only stopped if this vach is not used to form a noun meaning speech or sentence or utterance. As long as it is not in that meaning, as long as it is not forming a noun in that meaning, then we can stop the kavarga adesha. So if we take vacha paribhashane for example and add the affix nyat by the same sutram ruhalod nyat. So sutram which we have studied ruvarnanta dhananta cha dhator nyat. Always keep on repeating the sutrani and the vrittayaha. Keep on repeating this. So that will fix this in your thinking. So vach plus nyat as usual halantyam chutu tasya lopaha yagat sanya of ardhadhatukam sheshaha. And now what would have happened is that we would have had a kavarga adesha here. We would have had a kavarga adesha by cha joho ku ghinyatoho. So we would have had a kavarga adesha over here, but that is now stopped because we are not using vach to form a noun meaning sentence or speech. It is here being used an adjective. Vacham means something which ought to be said, ought to be spoken. So it is an adjective to something else. So then therefore this vacho shabda sanyayam stops 7352, and then we just get the pratipadikam vacha. So for in example, in Bhagavad Gita we have again idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrushave vachyam. So idam na vachyam. So this Gita Shastram is not to be told to someone who is devoid of austerity or devotion and so on. So or one who doesn't want to hear it. So idam shastram na vachyam. So this is qualifying the shastram. idam shastram. So now it is not a noun form, it is an adjectival form over here. And of course we know bahuni vartikani, we know many of these vartikani, in which of course Katyayana says himself says ruvarna nasya nattam vachyam. So nattam vachyam, so the property or the state of nakaraha should be said, ought to be told, ought to be told. So vachyam comes many times in the vartikani. See, it all comes again. Aungashyam pratishedho vachya. So pratishedha vachya. Negation, prohibition should be told. So this all these vartikani you can get vachyam, 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 vachya. It's an adjective. Na lopascha va vachya. Nakar lopaha vachya. It should be said. These are all adjectives. All adjectives. All adjectives. Okay. Now so that is the sutram. The sutram basically it stops the kavargadesha as long as we are not forming the noun vakyam, meaning sentence or speech. As long as that is not the case, then when it's formed in an adjectival form, which followed by nyat does not take the kavargadesha. So that's the sutram 7367, and that completes for the time being our discussion of this kavarga adesha in place of chakaraha or jakaraha. So this is the Nisheda Sutram, the last one we will study for the time being, 7367. Vacho shabda sanyayam. Vacho shabda sanyayam.